Oh, thank you for that. One of the things we like to know is how Supreme Court justices will approach both ethics and activities for judges in the lower courts. Recently we had some new rulings from the Supreme Court on the limits that judges can do. What would be your approach if you were elected Supreme Court when it comes to the limitations of judges, both ethically and politically?
Well, the Supreme Court adopts rules governing judicial conduct, and those rules require judges not to participate in political activities. They're prohibited from participating in political activities unless they are a candidate for political office. So I, being a candidate for the New Mexico Supreme Court, am able to participate in political activities. The reason for the rule, primarily, is to keep the judiciary independent and impartial from influence that might otherwise taint their judgment. But on the other hand, in many ways, those rules restrict judges from participating in events that are perhaps more social than they are political. And so then it may result, in many cases, to result in the judge being too isolated from their community. So it's a fine balance. I think in many ways the Supreme Court should examine this rule perhaps more carefully and to determine whether there are instances where judges should be permitted to participate in community events that may have some political implications but are primarily social gatherings, so that the judge continues to be responsive to the people that he or she serves in the community, and that is equally as important as preserving impartiality and the integrity of the office.
So tell the viewers why at this point you've chosen to run for this position.
Gladly. I realized when Justice Patricio Serna announced for his retirement, I realized that now was the time for me to offer my experience to the voters of New Mexico to serve in this office. I have been a judge for 12 years. I understand the inner workings of the judiciary, the trial court bench. I have made decisions in thousands of cases. And I believe it's now time, the time is right for me to now offer my services at a different level to the people of New Mexico. I've also been honored to be asked to serve on the New Mexico Supreme Court and have served in a case where a justice has recused himself from serving in that case. I found that experience to be very gratifying and very interesting. And I believe I carry the experience, the knowledge of the law, the knowledge of the process to be a very instrumental contributor to the court and to be able to serve the people of New Mexico in this position. It would be an honor for me to serve, and I think that the time is right. I'm 53 years old. I've been a lawyer for 28 years, and I believe I have many more years to offer in public service, and would ask and hope that I can do so on the New Mexico Supreme Court.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate from hearing.
Thank you, Mary Jane. Thank you for what you do.